you got out of teaching. Did you go directly into gym ownership or starting a gym? Elaborate on that and tell us how that journey started.
Well, the gym, I was still teaching. So
Okay.
I started doing CrossFit. I start looking around for a local CrossFit gym, CrossFit box, see if there's something around there. Just to kind of like meet somebody to like work out, not just by myself at the Globo gym. There was one in a neighboring town. So I contact the guy. Turns out he's also a PE teacher and just kind of doing this on the side. Like he was just working out in his garage and like neighbors started showing up and he was like, fuck, I need more equipment. I got to start charging people. And so that's kind of how it started. And so I hit him up and he's like, we work out together. And then we're just talking and he said, man, like he really needed help, right? Like he had a business partner, but the guy wasn't really doing anything at all. Like it was just like the guy helped front some of the money, but that was it, doing literally nothing. And he had a couple kids and he's like, I can't just coach all these classes, whatever, I need help. Um, and so then he's like, hey, you want in? Like they had just formed the business a couple months prior, like 2 or 3 months earlier.
Mhm.
Sounds great. And so my grandfather was an entrepreneur, started and ran businesses. That's all he did. Had some real estate around town. Also, towards the end, then my parents, my father, my aunt and uncle, they ran the business. My grandfather retired. So I grew up seeing people make a living by running their own business. So it wasn't this like scary, thing that, oh, it'll never work. I'm like, oh no, man, like sometimes you just make a paycheck by running a business. That's what people do.
Right.
So anyways, then I bought out the other partner of the gym. Again, it was just a couple months in to when they'd started. And so we were doing that. And so he was teaching PE, I was teaching PE, and there's a third guy who had a full-time job as well. So the three of us just kind of tag teaming this thing. And then it was just growing from there. So I was still teaching for another 4 or 5 years after that.
Okay. Gotcha. So, okay, so you did both for about 5 years, and then you started to, I guess, from there, did you hire people in to run it, or?
Yeah. So a lot of our, so we started off, we were kind of coaching the classes, but then as the gym grew and we knew more class times, different stuff like that, we weren't available. So we started hiring some coaches. And so then, had some interns and started paying them. And so actually our main coach that was there, he was actually had my original partner, Nick. He ran CrossFit classes at the school, at the high school. And so one of his students, this guy, Buddy, was just loved it. And that was all he wanted to do. He didn't really have like career plans. He's like, yeah, man, I was thought like, could I coach people? And so he started working for us, coaching a lot of our classes. And then as he kind of got older and matured more, I mean, he's only whatever. I mean, I think he's like 34, 30, like he's only 5-6 years younger than me. I started teaching pretty young. And so that was part of this too. So then down the road, my Nick and Terry, the other business partners, they decided it was time for them to kind of move on. And so then anyway, they moved out and then Buddy moved in. And so now he's actually my business partner in the gym. Has since I think 2015, something like that. So
You still coach ever, or?
yeah, I coach one class a week.
Nice.
I love it. I actually would like to do 2 or 3. Talk about like schedules at some point. I'll probably coach a few more. It's fun, man. And it's also, you know what else? Like, good at it, right? Like this is my formal education in college was, I got a degree in PE, but in pedagogy specifically, right? Like in PE to be a teacher. And then I got a master's degree in education with the emphasis in cross-cultural communication, which really just means, that it was the closest master's degree that on top of my credential. It was like the fastest one to get in education. So there's that. And then from teaching PE for 8 years and coaching 10 years and all this thing, I've been around, and coached by just amazing coaches. My high school wrestling coach was just absolutely fantastic. He had coached in colleges as well. And then he was down at the high school. So it was like, basically our wrestling coach, the college coach. And so that was really good. And he was really good at what he did. Then through that, then coaching alongside of him for a while before I took over as the head coach. Then again, weightlifting, coaching, getting coached by Glenn Penley. And then after he had left by the owner there, Dave Spitz. And then through Caffeine and Kilos, I kind of had some opportunities where I basically travel around the country just to lift, just for the sole purpose of training for a week under different weightlifting coaches, like the best coaches in the country. Uh,
Hmm.
so we just went there, hung out for a week, said, treat me like I'm your athlete, and kind of had those experiences. So between the formal education side of thing and then just being exposed to these coaches, this like coaching people and teaching people is probably my best skill. Like I'm really good in front of a group of people. And that's so it's a lot of fun to coach at the gym, man. It's like get a little taste of that again, even for an hour a week. It's like, oh yeah, like staying in touch. Like I feel good, feel alive.
I
And
coach Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and in the morning I coach 5:15 and 6:15 class, and it's like I look forward to those days every week.
yeah, man. It's like get out there, like see some people, you get them going. So I never coached my kids sports because I'm unreliable. Like I travel sometimes for work. Like I cannot tell you that I'm going to be in town every Saturday for 8 weeks. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably not like I'm going to miss the first game and I'm going to miss the last game of the year. Like I already know that. Um, I'm going to be there during every game I'm in town for, but if I'm gone, I'm gone. And some days I'm actually like, I fly home late on Friday night sometimes so I can be there on Saturday. Or I um I did a one weightlifting meet as a masters, the Masters World Cup, and I competed on Sunday. And so Saturday I went to my daughter's soccer game and then drove straight to the airport to go down for that. Right. So like I try to make them, but if it's not possible, it's not possible. But this year, the one of my daughter's friends' parents called me, said, hey, I'm coaching the team. Like, be my assistant. That way they'll be on the same team.
Hmm.
Sure. And so anyway, first practice, I'm just like hanging out, letting her do her thing. And I just couldn't take it. It was like 15 minutes in. I'm like, hey, can I, do you mind if I do some drills? And then I just went in. Like next thing you know, I'm like sitting there. I'm getting these like 6-year-old girls, man. They're like in fucking lines. We're doing drills on the whistle. Like we're going there. We're high fiving. We're like doing peel offs. We're like clapping on three. The whole thing. Like I just couldn't. I just I just saw all black and just like went in and then like shook out of it at the end. And it was so fun. I had like the best time, like getting these 6-year-old girls and these little lines running drills.
That's a blast. I had that happen with my son. He started playing rugby last year. They let him start a year early, and it's touch at 7 years old. There he started in first grade, and so he started with that. And so after one of the practices, I was watching some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take him over here and work on this stuff with him. So I start working on it with him. One of the dads comes up to me. He goes, "Why aren't you coaching?" And I go, "Well, I thought I wasn't going to be able to be here, but I'm literally bringing him to every practice and sitting here watching him." I'm like, okay, I guess I'll coach. So jumped in. I had a blast, and I'll do it every year that he plays. I'll be on the team coaching. It's a blast.
Oh, it's funny. It's like, the truth is half of the games I end up on the field. Cause like at this age, they have like, they split the teams. So they're like smaller and so you got 2 fields. So you kind of need 2 coaches and one's on each field with the kids.
Yeah,
And so that half the time they need somebody, right? One of the assistants isn't there. Something's going on. And they're like, oh, can a parent do it? It's like, oh yeah, man. So I end up kind of half-ass doing it anyway. So, but usually practices, I don't get involved, right? I just kind of like stay back, let them do their thing. But anyway, yeah, we got practice tonight, man. Like I already got, a little bit later today, I gotta get a piece of paper out and got my drills. I'm gonna like make
love
sure
it.
I got diagrammed, ready to rock.